All right, today we have got the brand new lineup of Srixon irons. That's ZX7, ZX5, and ZX4 Mark II. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So we are here in the Elite Fit Golf studio and we have all the new Srixon iron heads here to try out, to talk about today. These are the Mark II in the ZX line. All right, so the ZX4, we would call this basically the game improvement option as far as what we've got here today. This is going to be the most forgiving. This is the what I like to call the high straight far club, the club that helps you do all those things. I don't know. First look at it. What do you think about this one?
It doesn't look super wide. I don't love the term game improvement iron, but it's not a blade. It's not a muscle back or cavity back. It's definitely got that mainframe on the back that'll help you hit it a little higher, a little further.
Right. The mainframe technology being essentially they mill the face down, give you more of that trampoline effect, try and help your ball speed. And that is in both the 4 and in the 5.
But just looking at it, it doesn't look like, use the word shovel or anything wide at the bottom. It's a pretty good looking ZX4 iron.
Yeah, I think it's pretty darn compact, and it doesn't have a whole lot of offset to it. I think when you look at a lot of models or different models within the same line, what you see with the Game Improvement Club is a lot more offset usually. Like that's the one I always feel like kind of sticks out. Like the other ones in the lineup may mirror each other a little more closely, but the Game Improvement one is always a little bit thicker, a little bit beefier, and a little more offset. Also has the VT sole that you see that you probably, if you've seen any of the previous Srixon irons, you know this look with this sort of multi-angled sole. So basically it's just supposed to help you get through different turf conditions, different angles, a little bit easier, get more club head on the ball.
Yeah, the other thing all of them have, the ZX4, ZX5, and ZX7, is what they call progressive grooves. So the grooves are tighter for 8 through P, or if you got a gap wedge as well, it's tighter, grooves there. And then 7 and beyond, all the way to a 4 or 3 iron, they're a little bit wider. So offers enhanced spin for the short irons. It's not, you'd have to read about it to notice it. I'm not sure you'd ever notice it.
No, I don't think you could ever pick it out looking at it.
But it's something you'll see, in their marketing. They're advertising the progressive grooves, so wider grooves for the longer irons, tighter grooves for the shorter irons, offers enhanced spin.
Right. Moving on to the ZX5, again, sort of taking essentially the same technology that's in the ZX4 and just kind of paring it down a little bit, making it a little bit more compact. So the sole is a little more narrow. Again, there's going to be a little less offset. Of course, we didn't even talk about the lofts yet, but as we go through these, the ZX4 is going to have the strongest lofts. The 5 will be somewhere in the middle, and the 7 is going to have the weakest or the most quote-unquote traditional lofts to it. But still has the mainframe technology, still has the VT sole, and still has the progressive grooves also. So just sort of a slightly smaller package. Final one in the setup is the 7, the ZX7. This is going to be more the player style club. This is going to be what's in the bag most likely of the guys you see on the PGA Tour and European Tour. Again, same sort of design. These all have a very similar, you have that well, in these, in the 5 and the 4, you've got what they call mainframe in the back. In the 7, they have what they call pure frame. Looks very similar, but in this case, this is not milled out. This is not a face flexing type of technology. This is more of a solid piece. So you're not getting the enhanced ball speed maybe that you would see from the 5 and the 4. But looks, again, very similar. You hold up the 4, you hold up the 5, you hold up the 7, they all look really close from the back, from the top, from the sole. They all blend really well together.
Yeah, you can tell a difference if you look at ZX7 and ZX4. You're looking more to the cavity back, near muscle back with the ZX7. The ZX4, you'll see enough to see that it's a game improvement iron, but then they distinguish with the pure frame with the ZX7 to the main frame to the ZX4.
Right, yeah. Right, yeah. So the big differences are going to be that, and then just, again, the lofts and just the size of the overall club head. The dimensions are inching their way a little bit smaller and smaller as you move into more of the player style club. For me, at least, I think Srixon, more than any other brand that I can think of, if you look at all the models, especially, well, with these three today, they're just a very cohesive lineup. I feel like you could very easily take the ZX7 and have a mixed set with ZX7s and ZX5s. You could very easily take the ZX5 and the ZX4. You could even theoretically have all three together, and it's not going to, shock you. It wouldn't even really. I think in a lot of cases, people might not even notice much of a difference as you move through them. They just all look, at least initially to me, they all look very similar.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, you could have the ZX7 and pitching wedge 9-iron, ZX5 and 8.76, and
Right.
ZX4 and 5.4.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, all the clubs are having multiple 3 or 4 lines, and I agree. These are most similar line to line.
Yeah. Well, I think they look really good. I think now we've talked about them enough. I think we should probably hit some and see what we get out of them. Let's see what kind of numbers we get, what kind of spin, what kind of launch, and we'll go from there.
Oh, perfect number. Picked a perfect yardage there.
We're done.
Yeah.
We can order you a set right now.
I mean, just I like to give thoughts after one swing because it's interesting. I mean, looking down at it, same comment. Doesn't look like a game improvement iron.
Yeah.
Not a lot of offset at all. Not a super wide face, but really good looking golf club.
Just a little peeler.
A lot of fades.
That's a good one. Yeah, the main thing I look at here is really the lack of offset.
Yeah.
I mean, for the style of club that I know it is in my head, there's just not really much noticeable offset. Well, pulled it.
Well, somebody got one left of the pin.
That's right. You just have to pull it a few degrees. Sit down. Not surprisingly, it's a little long. That felt really good. I mean, It has a real 18.5, 185 carry. It's not every day that I hit it past Keenan. In fact, it's not really any day. Well, there's a little peeler. Oh yeah, I would take that all day. Well, that was thin, but
Thin to win.
could be.
Goes in. Might be a
more.
1.
Sit down.
Go in.
A little shorter.
What are you noticing right away, ZX5 to ZX4? I'm curious, they just seem so similar to me. I'm curious, like the initial glance looking down at it.
So, well, for me, I'm getting a lot more height out of this one, and the lofts are a little bit weaker. So you should maybe get a little bit. That was a little bit, yeah. So for me, a little bit higher, a little bit shorter, which loft, and it's just. The main thing I noticed looking between the 4 and the 5 is the 4 has a longer blade that I see when you set it down. The actual length feels like it's an extra 1/4 inch or something like that, whereas this one
Looks more like a standard cavity.
this one
back
looks
length
like
blade,
any
yeah.
player's style cavity back.
Yeah.
The other one, if it wasn't for that extra length, I don't know that I could tell the difference, but that's how I see the difference.
Might be a money ball there.
consistent ball flight. Sit down.
I think you were made for Srixon irons.
Straight as a string. Go in. Go in. Oh,
Already like this one better now. Maybe put a good swing on it.
Another good one.
That one will work. Yeah, I mean, I like the ZX7 a lot. It fits more of like the type of iron that I've been playing, so maybe it just looks better to me looking down at it right now. I keep coming back to your comment about, I mean, a mixed set would work really well with Srixon irons. You could just easily, you could go ZX5 to ZX4, you could go 7, 5, 4, you could go 7 probably straight to the 4, just in the 4, 5, and 6 iron. But they're all pretty similar together. I can tell the difference. I think we'd pass a blind test, but I don't know.
But they're pretty close.
Yeah, I mean,
they're closer than most.
if you're not looking at a lot of irons, you might not. Yeah, it's pretty
Right.
tough. Yeah.
I mean, my end takeaway from this is, honestly, they all feel really good. I think, again, I don't notice a big difference from one to the next. If you put all three of them together, there's very slight differences, but I think this is definitely a brand where mixed sets is a really good option because they do flow so seamlessly from one to the next. So
I totally agree, and I would say, I mean, it's not very soft. It's somewhere in the middle between soft and firm in terms of feel off the face. And honestly, I would second that opinion and probably even take it a step further and say not many people should be playing the ZX7 in the 5, 4, and 6 iron. I mean, I'm looking down at a 7 iron, and with the minimal differences between the ZX4 and ZX5, I don't know, even for a really good lower handicap, put the ZX4, ZX5 in your bag
Right.
for the 5, 4,
Right.
whichever one you like better.
there you go. New Srixon irons. That is the ZX7, the ZX5, and the ZX4 Mark II. All of them are coming available very, very soon. So definitely check them out. If you're interested in a fitting here at Elite Fit Golf, get in contact with me at elitefitgolf.com. I want to thank Keenan, as always, for helping today. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go down below, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, leave those down in the comments, and we will see you next time. Take care.